All right, looks like we should be live right now. Looks like we are basically set and ready to go. All right, all right, all right. We're going to be chilling for the next couple minutes. We're just waiting to go ahead and get officially started. Got a pretty empty chat as of right now. I'm going to take this time. Coming from Axel. How you doing, man? Hey, man, it's my birthday in Finland right now. Hey, dude, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hope you have a wonderful birthday day today. And first of all, and also second, I want to go ahead and mention thank you, actually, from joining in from all the way from Finland, dude. Dang. Freaking far. Far as hell, man. Far as hell from California. A long ways from California. Carlo Valentino, hello there. How you doing, man? Well, guys, we'll get officially started in like 3 more minutes. At 35, we'll go ahead and officially begin the stream. At 3 more minutes. From Italy. Hey, how you doing, man? All the way from Italy. Damn, dude, another freaking like super far viewer. Thank you so much. 138. First of all, well, then again, obviously, like if you're awake, you're awake by all means. But damn, dude, that's late. It's late over there. Caden Eldridge, hello there. How you guys doing? Yeah, we'll officially get started in like 2 more minutes. 03200 hours. Damn. That's cool that we actually get that Knights for Reach though. That like again, like we're known in like Italy and in Finland too. It is nice to know that again, like the reach is definitely like getting out there, and we are like amassing. I would say viewers outside of the U.S. That is good to hear. That is very, very solid to hear. Yeah, if you go officially get started with the Q&A in like 2 more minutes. Carlo Valentino, this is going to be a Q&A stream, so if you guys have any Airsoft questions, you guys looking for my opinions on stuff, I've been playing for 14 years. I'm playing Airsoft for 14 years, so if you guys have any questions about anything Airsoft related, if you guys want my opinions on stuff, my experience with stuff, then you are more than welcome to go ahead and ask. Not crazy ones. Yeah, no worries, dude. No worries. But yeah, so make sure to go ahead and also too, if you haven't already, if you know anyone at all that's at all starting Airsoft, make sure to go ahead and share this link with everyone that you know. Share this live stream with everyone that you know. That goes pretty much everyone watching right now. If you guys can go ahead and share this around with me, that would mean the world to us. And of course, obviously, gives it a thumbs up. Really helps us beat those YouTube algorithm gods. I'm going to go over just one thing right before we go ahead and officially get started with the Q&A. Let's go ahead and make sure we're all set up. Like 1 more minute. Let's go ahead and make sure we're all good here. All right, now it is 3:35. What is going on, guys? My name is Isaias. I am going to be the host of today's episode of the Storefront live stream. So if you guys have, remember, like the name suggests, this is going to be a Q&A live stream. So if any of you guys at all have any questions regarding the Airsoft, community, if you guys want to go ahead and get info on maybe certain products potentially that we have carried right now, if you guys were interested in my opinions on certain things regarding Airsoft, then by all means, let me know in the live chat specifically, right? Let me know in the live chat specifically. I can't see the comment section. I can only see the live chat. Again, if you have any questions at all regarding Airsoft, again, anything in the airsoft community, product specific. If you're looking for recommendations, I've been playing for 14 years. Literally anything at all. Feel free to go ahead and let me know in the live chat specifically. It also helps out too if you can put the letter Q actually in front of your question. Really helps me out. I properly identify the question itself. I do my best to go ahead and answer as many questions as I possibly can. So if you guys know anyone in the airsoft community that again might want to ask some airsoft questions, make sure to go ahead and let them know to follow and also watch this stream. Again, try to help out as many people as I possibly can. There's no such thing as a dumb question. I try to help out everyone. Again, I want to make sure that if there are any new players out there, or guys that are on the fence about a certain product, not too sure what to get, and they want my opinion on it, then by all means, let me know, and I can definitely go ahead and help you out. Now, right now, the biggest thing we got going on right now is going to be the 20th anniversary Mystery Box Platinum Edition, right? This is going to be the most current mystery box we have available right now. It is going for $174.98. You automatically qualify for free shipping, right? You get an insane prize list. That's going to include some of those limited edition Arcturus guns, the Mayo Gang MGC4 Mark II. So many cool things. Zion arms on there. A lot of good stuff on there. A lot of KWAs. So you don't want to miss out because you'll also get 10 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. 10 chances of winning $3,000. You heard that right. The winner of last Thursday was not there to go in and claim the prize. So it is now stacked to a $3,000 giveaway. You don't want to miss out. So make sure that you place your orders and get as many entries as you possibly can. But with that said, make sure to go ahead and, like I said earlier, make sure to share this around. And also give it a thumbs up. Really helps us beat those YouTube algorithm gods. But with that said, why don't we get right into the questions, right? Why don't we? All right, this one comes from Axley. Asks, are shell ejecting rifles worth it? They are worth it if you like the concept of it and the novelty behind it, right? Like, that goes pretty much anything, right? I know it seems like kind of a generic answer, but at the end of the day, it is true, right? Shell ejecting anything is very, very cool, right? It is like, especially if you're working on like some type of film project, you just want that extra bit of realism. Like that is a definitely cool option, right? Now, the problem with shell ejecting anything, right? That can be for shell ejecting shotguns. That can be for shell ejecting rifles. Literally anything that uses any sort of ejecting like shell. You can very easily lose those shells, right? And those shells a lot of times are not always super available. Now, typically most places, our Airsoft GI specifically, we try to carry as many of the shells as possible. However, with that said, sometimes the shells aren't always super readily available. It's just as a reality, right? Because a lot of guys that own the shell ejecting, whatever platform, they'll buy multiples of those, right? So a lot of times they sell out quick. So always a good idea that if you are going to pick one up, actually make sure you pick up several. If you can buy the shells in like a pack, if they have those available for sale, make sure that you pick those up as well. We sell them, so make sure that you do the same as well. This one comes from Deadbite. What creative options for magazine carry if you don't have a chest rig or plate carrier? I would probably say you could use a belt. That would definitely be my next recommendation. Deadbite would be carrying stuff on your belt, having some sort of like battle belt system, right? Whether it's a Molly style system or if it's just a regular belt that you can just kind of loop it through. That works. That's another means of adding like pouches to your setup. And if you don't have a chest rig, you don't have a plate carrier. One thing I have seen before, there was I think I remember seeing this on the field one time. Yeah, when I was a fairly newer player, I remember seeing this kid who had like one of those Molly style backpacks actually, and he would wear it in the front. But because it had Molly all throughout the backpack, he would carry his pouches for his AR. I thought that was pretty freaking sweet. I thought that was pretty cool, right? But again, that's just one way of doing it. You don't have to. It does kind of look a little funny, but I mean, at the end of the day, it did carry his stuff, right? That has definitely probably been the most creative means of carrying your stuff. Again, I'm sure that there's other solutions out there, but honestly, if you want the most practical, Deadbite would probably be just carrying it on a belt. That's probably like the easiest, honestly, that I would suggest. Okay, let's keep scrolling up. B-ball coach 20. Rate my build off of what I describe it. That M4 with an upgraded motor, red green nutside dual pressure switch, pec box, flashlight, and hand stop. Thanks. Yeah, not bad. I definitely again. I would probably suggest it probably would have been better honestly if you swapped that specific base gun for a Mayo Gang MGC4 Mark II. Again, way better performance, way better quality, but not bad. Again, like the accessories. I like the accessories. So it comes from Charlie Durant. I want a DMR with HPA. Should I worry about what manufacturer base model I get if I'm changing the engine anyway. Thanks. I would probably say not really. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna be upgrading or changing out the gearbox entirely, right? If you're gonna swap it out for like an entire engine, at that point, you can go ahead and build it off of anything. If you want like a good recommendation, Charlie, what I would probably suggest, go for something like this, right? Let's go here. Let's go with a Golden Eagle SR25, right? Probably go with one of the Golden Eagle SR25s. Those are fairly inexpensive, right? Some of them are on a shocker deal. Oh, fuck, dude. That's a good deal. That's a really good deal. Yeah, you can pick one of these bad boys up. Let's just say this one, right? Let's go with this one, just for example. Instead of being 261, it's going for 240.12, right? And it's on a daily shocker deal for like 2 more days. I'd probably say go with one of these guys because it already has the URX M-Lock rail on here. I think that looks pretty sweet. Nice and modular, not super old like the original. Not that that one's bad. It is good. I do like the original Knights Armament setup. But I think this more modern version is a lot cooler. You know, especially if you're trying to go for HP. I feel like it just kind of fits the vibe. You know, but again, that's just a personal preference. But again, 240.12. Pretty damn good, man. Pretty damn good. I'd probably say do it in one of these. All right, let's go ahead and keep scrolling up. Answer that one already. Answer that one already. Trey Selman, is coupon code 20th available because it is still being promoted on the website, but it says that it is expired? I believe 20th actually expired today. I believe coupon code 20th expired today. I'll have to go ahead and take a look on into that. I was fairly certain that it expired today. Like this was it. This one comes from Axley. What do you think of the Aries AM013? Let me take a look at that. AM013. I don't remember that specific model. Let's see. AM-0 or no, let's go 013. Don't remember this exact one. Granted, in terms of like Aries. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, we haven't had this one for a while. The Aries stuff is cool, right? The AM013 I think is a cool looking gun. Like, obviously, you're trying to go for that sort of like Honey Badger-esque look. It is cool in the sense that it's one of the few guns that came out of the box already kind of designed and like after or modeled after, I should say, the Honey Badger. But I'm not the biggest fan of the ECU that they give you right out of the box. Because in order to program it, you are required to get a separate programming module, which is sold separately. And honestly, for whatever reason, those are always hard to get. They're always sold out. We can never get our hands on one. So it's very inconvenient, and it is very easy to burn out the trigger contacts. Or not, it is very easy to burn out the ETU on the Aries guns. Pretty much all the Aries guns, right? It is pretty easy to do if they're not preset or pre-programmed for 7.4 or 11.1, right? Because you program it for 1 and you use the other option. Like if you have it programmed for 7.4 and you plug an 11.1 into that, you can easily burn that out much faster. Easily much faster. But it is a cool gun. I think it does look very, very cool. I got no gripes with it necessarily as far as like a major issue on my end, other than the ETU itself. Carl, I'm going to sleep because I played Airsoft all day. Have a good day. You do as well, man. You as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and scroll down to the most recent questions. Yeah, 20th expired last night at midnight. Yeah. I believe today was like, or tank speaking today, once it hit 12, that was it. That was over. Do you know if Milsom West will be near Wyoming in 2024? Blake Pinnell, I'm not too sure, actually. When it came to MSW events, I typically only frequent the California events. I do know that they go quite around as far as different states. I mean, I think, what is it, later this year they're going to be going to Spain, which is absolutely freaking insane. But yeah, I personally only go to the California events just because, again, it is quite an operation to have to go to another state and play Airsoft, unfortunately. I would very much love to do it, right? But again, I would take considerable amount of planning on my end, so I typically just stick to the California events. Thanks. I just got a GHK AK-74SU from you guys. Nice. Almost slaps too hard. Nice, Deadbite. Nice. Okay, this one comes from Axel. If I'd win the giveaway, how long would it take to receive my prize to Northern Europe? If you end up winning the shopping spree giveaway, for that, it depends on how much it is. $3,000 is actually quite a lot, but it's usually issued within like the next 1 to 2 business days. I think for that amount, we would end up like working on something special because it is quite a large amount, but you would have that. You'd have that available for you probably like the next business day. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this one comes from Sriza. Are the first grabs of the 20th box the best time to buy one? It is the best time to buy one. Not so much because like, oh yeah, the first ones will always get the better prizes. Not necessarily. It's more so just to secure yours, because who knows? You very well could end up planning on buying one, say tomorrow, right? Like, oh, I'll just buy it tomorrow, right? Come by tomorrow, and it ends up selling out entirely, and you don't have one at all. So it's always better to place your orders sooner than later, right? But as far as like the actual like price, there's no priority as far as like, oh yeah, the first ones always get the best ones. No, no, that doesn't mean that the last ones are going to get the best ones either necessarily. It is going to be completely random because we do have to keep it fair for everyone. Sriza. It has to be completely fair for everyone, 100%. We don't want to go ahead and play favorites. We don't want to go ahead and give like, okay, only the first batch is going to order, because then it wouldn't make sense. There'd be no incentive, right, to go ahead and order all the other ones if it was initially designed, if it was intentionally designed that way. Now, if the winner ends up winning one of the better prizes, in one of the best prizes, I would say, like in the first couple of boxes, then sure, that is what it is, right? That is what it is. We're not going to go ahead and like this person gets this. No, it's completely random. It is 100% random. Let's keep scrolling up. What is your this comes from Bob asks, what is your favorite type of cheesecake? Ooh, honestly, my girlfriend's cheesecake. My fiance's cheesecake. It is divine. She is a fantastic baker too, which kind of works out because I handle most of the cooking at home. But just like a standard, like just default, like a New York cheesecake, or one with like a strawberry swirl, like right on top, like a little bit of that, like that strawberry like syrup or like that jelly they put on top. Oh, that is absolutely the best. Although I think my favorite pie/cake to get in general, obviously because freaking Mexican, right? I love my tres leches cake. But I would have to say my favorite pie. I actually more of a pie guy than a cake guy. I actually prefer butterscotch pie. It's rare when I can find them, but if a restaurant or a bakery has it, I will always order it every single time. Okay, let's keep scrolling up. All right, that's the question. And again, guys, if you have any airsoft questions at all, make sure to go ahead and let me know down in the live chat with the letter Q in front of it so I can easily see it. Okay. Oh, this one comes from Fortnite Kid. As what is a good Milsim loadout for Milsim West? That is a very good question, Fortnite Kid. I've been going to Milsim West events since 2019, so like 4 years now. I've been going for Milsim West events for 4 years. I've been doing Milsim events for 5 years. Yeah, for that sort of thing, it really ultimately depends too on what platform you want to run. If this is going to be like your first time getting into like any sort of Milsim event, like at all, especially Milsim West. Go as lightweight as you can, if you can, right? Like you go as lightweight as you possibly can. And what I mean by that, when it comes to a lot of these events, especially Milsim West, you are going to be moving around quite a bit. These events, specifically Milsim West, is a non-stop event, meaning that there's no stopping for breaks. Whatever happens in the game is going to happen in the game, right? Even when you're sleeping, the game is still on. You could very well get killed in your sleep. Right, all it takes is someone to just, if you're not standing guard, if you don't organize yourself into a good firewatch, right? All it takes is one guy to throw a grenade in the window where all you guys are sleeping because no one's standing guard, and you all are dead. All of you are dead, right? And that's all it literally takes. And you got to go all the way back to HQ and respawn, right? And no one wants to have to walk a mile just to do that, right? So, I would say pack light. Make sure that you are very mobile. That's going to be the best piece of advice I can give you as far as general kit. Now, as far as specifics, if you want to rock a plate carrier, you can. Bear in mind, rocking like dummy plates isn't going to give you more protection or anything like that. You can rock the plate carrier if you really want to, and it can be useful. A lot of guys like the plate carrier. I am actually more on the side of the chest rig because, again, I run a bigger gun. I typically will run LMGs or DMRs, more specialized roles. But I have gone rifleman as well, and even then, I would normally prefer rocking a chest rig. I feel like, as long as I have plenty of pocket space, right, I have plenty of utility pouches on me, I can carry whatever it is that I need, be it intel, be it any tools that I might need in case one of our guns goes down. Sometimes I'll carry glow sticks on me, right, if I want to go ahead and mark a certain position, right, just throw it. Flashlight, whatever it may be, any other piece of equipment that I might want to carry on my person, it's going to be very easy if I have a nice load-bearing chest rig that isn't super heavy or too cumbersome, just enough to have plenty of space to carry whatever it is that I need on my person, and that's really about it. Yeah, that's probably like the biggest piece of advice that I can go ahead and give, right? As far as like the actual kit if you want to see what I mean. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and take a look at some chest rigs, right? Yeah, going with like a basic chest rig, right? Something as simple as like one of these, like these Condor Recon chest rigs. Honestly, these fucking slap. These are dope, right? Especially if you're going for your first Muslim game and if you're rocking like a gun that is using like 5.56 or like just M4 magazines. This is going to be like the goat, right? 66.95. That actually ain't bad. That's a pretty good price, especially for like multicam black. Not that you're really allowed to use multicam black too much, depending on what faction you go on, right? Like obviously you wouldn't be able to use this as NATO, but you get the general idea. There's multiple colors of this available. But it already comes included with the pouches, so you can carry up to 6 M4 magazines, or yeah, 6 M4 magazines, and you can carry, I believe, 1, 2, 3, is it 6 pistol pouches? 6 pistol pouches. That is pretty damn good. That is pretty damn good, right? You're able to go ahead and carry a lot of stuff on you, which if you're having a sidearm, it's going to be very useful. Fully adjustable, again, something basic. You don't have to go super complicated, right? Now, if you wanted to go plate carriers, you absolutely can as well, right? Just bear in mind that it's going to be a little bit more cumbersome, especially if you are moving around a lot more, or even moving in and out of vehicles, right? Chest rigs are always a lifesaver when I move in and out of vehicles. A lot of times you are going to have to move with your rucksack. So having a big, bulky like plate carrier that has like an also a backpack or some type of like map pouch molly attached to the end of it or to the backside, it can be a little annoying when you're trying to put on and take off your rucksack. So again, because I run a rocket chest rig and I don't have anything, it's literally just a chest rig on top of my clothes. I'm not wearing like any soft armor. It's very easy to get in and out of my rucksack at will, right? I'm very mobile. I can get up, pack my stuff up in a matter of like 2 minutes, and I'm good to go. But you can go plate carriers as well. Oh, I accidentally hit chest rigs. Plate carriers, there we go. All right, you can go plate carriers. These are actually some of the newer plate carriers that we actually just started carrying on our website right now. These are the new quick release plate carriers. These things are dope. These things are absolutely dope, right? You do get the quick release cummerbund. You can do get their own version of the Swift Clip system right here. So you can go ahead and swap out the I believe it's the shingles here. You can swap it out for like another, or placard. You can swap out the placard. Very, very cool. I am actually very, very impressed with these. But there's plenty of options you can get, right? If you were on a tight budget, you know, there's some easily some stuff you can get. If you're a smaller person too, we even have the kids JPC plate carriers. Those are always dope. Yeah, there's a lot of different options. Yeah, look at this, like, right? Take a look at this. $41. That is really good. $41 for this 1000D nylon buckle up assault plate carrier. This is good. This is actually really solid, right? I know a lot of players who go with this sort of profile of plate carrier, and it works great. It works absolutely perfect for what they need. But you got options, basically. This one comes from Sriza. Is it easy to change out my barrel on my Jag Terran Tactical Innovations Pit Viper? The inner barrel? Yeah, it is very easy to go ahead and swap out the inner barrel. It's not too difficult. Again, just takes a little bit of time, but yeah, it's pretty easy. We do it. We offer a whole service where we offer a Terran Tactical Innovations Pit Viper P Plus package where we swap out the inner barrel for you, actually. It comes included with the Unicorn Airsoft Type inner barrel and the bucking. We do the swap for you, so it comes pre-installed. It's not that difficult, actually. I mean, it's just like any other high cap at the end of the day. Okay, let's go scroll down to the most recent questions. Comes from Stitch. Let's see here. Your definition very healthy. Okay, yeah, that's a good start. Okay, just trying to scroll up to... Okay, this one comes from Exilith. Does the quality matter on flashlights and helmets? I guess it ultimately depends, really, at the end of the day, on what you're hoping for, right? If you just wanted to throw a flashlight on there just for the sake of being like, hey, you know, I got this really decked out airsoft gun, it looks cool, then yeah, flashlights are going to be fine, right? However, I do like at least slightly higher quality flashlights, in my opinion. But again, that also depends on my my needs, right? I like flashlights that even if they don't have the brightest lumen count, right? They're not like 1,000 lumen, 800 lumen. Even if they're not that they have a pretty good throw. Like the distance that they can reach is still pretty far. That's, I think, more important really than I would say lumens. Because you can have a lot of lumens, but what if it's like a floodlight and it's the beam itself spreads out like crazy. It's not very concentrated. I like a more concentrated beam. Just because, again, I feel like I want to be able to point a light in one specific area, right? I don't want to light up the entire area. But again, a personal preference. Now, in terms of helmets, honestly, like the helmets that we carry, like all the Lance Tactical helmets, the Emerson helmets. Like, okay, let's take a look. Right, helmets. Where are they? I swear I just passed it or something. Tactical gearheads, sensibility carriers, full steel goggles, helmet. There we go. I don't know why I missed it. FMA, yeah, like there's so many different brands you can get. In terms of, these are real, but there's so many different brands of airsoft helmets that you can get that are like really affordable. And honestly, yeah, you can totally 100% use them. Granted, if you were looking to do some like real steel stuff with it, like with actual firearms, I would not recommend these. However, if you're just sticking with regular airsoft guns, right? You go doing a Milsim game at most, then yeah, I would say these still get the job done. I rock a lot of the like more affordable helmets, and they work just fine. Sometimes I'll even give them paint jobs so that they look a little more like, I guess, beat up or worn down, right? Or like camouflage patterns to them. And people always think like, oh, is that real? And it's like, I do a pretty good job. But no, like you can totally rock with like an airsoft brand helmet and you are totally okay, right? Any of the Lancer FMA helmets will work just fine for your purposes. This one comes from Squirrely Nuts Airsoft. What's going on, bro? What field outside of California would you like to play at most? Honestly, dude, there's a lot of different fields, and I could be one of those things where I have this expectation as to how good one field might be, and it disappoints, and then this random field that I've never heard of I go to, and it's like amazing, right? It could be one of those types of situations. But outside of California, I know that there are some fields in Hawaii that I really want to hit up. Just because, again, I would love to be able to go out and play with our boy Fidel, High Fidelity. It'd be super cool to play with him and just kind of play there and see what the vibe is like. More than fields, actually. Like, well, okay, I guess to answer your question, another field that I want to go to would be. I wish I could have gone to like Balahac. That would have been cool, right? Balahac would have been cool. Honestly, D14 though. That one is a little more realistic. I might at some point be able to go to a Texas BB Wars event. That would be really cool. That'd be really fun. I've always wanted to go to D14, see what it's like. Because again, I hear the field is really, really good, and I hear the community is really good out there. I would love to be able to go and play. Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, that should be the most recent questions. Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and scroll down to the most recent ones. Okay, this one comes from. Let's see. This one comes from the Smithsism. Hey, I bought a WeTech Dragon Comp Full Auto a couple weeks ago, and when I filled it today, it kept getting hung up. It looked like it was because of the barrel moving too much. Is this common? When you mean hung up, you're just getting stuck. I would actually say reach out to our admin department. You can reach out to us via our Discord server. You can DM us directly. You can also DM us directly on Instagram or Facebook. We can definitely take a look on that. If anything, I would say DM us with your order number and then with a video as well of the issue that you're having when you're actually shooting it. That way we can see what might be going on and actually take a look. Because it's kind of hard to see exactly when it's not in person. If you are local to the area, if you can make it out to the Custom Showroom Lounge out in Walnut, California, I would say you can also come that way. We can also take a look at it as well. Our boys are pretty knowledgeable. We can take a look and diagnose the problem. And honestly, if it's a small enough thing, we could probably fix it for you right then and there. Depends on what it is, though. Again, it's kind of hard to see right here and there. I haven't heard any issues with that specific model about getting hung up or getting stuck in any way, but we'd have to take a look at it. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Trace Haleman, when will the Echo 1 850 round Fat M4 high cap magazine be back in stock? That one is going to be up to our distributor when they can get more in. When they can get more in, we can definitely go ahead and restock it. If anything, make sure to hit the notify me or email me when back in stock. That way you get an email notification when it arrives. Yeah, that'd probably be my best advice for that one. Have you tried Finnish salmiakki and chocolate? I can send you guys. Hey, that'd actually be pretty dope. You do not have to go ahead and send us anything. But much appreciated, man. Like I would very much like to go ahead and try that. I have actually never heard of that before, but very much would like to try that. Jason, no, no, do not go behind here and give me bunny ears. There's an employees only section. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Cubic Gaming, how's your life going? You know what? Life is actually going pretty solid, Cubic Gaming. Thank you for asking. That's a very nice question. My life has actually been going pretty good, actually. I had a little bit of a hiccup with my car But thankfully, I got that fixed. Um, hopefully nothing else goes wrong with it. And it's just one of those things, right? Just parts over time. It is not an older car, but it's definitely not like a newer car. It's been around for a while. It's 2012, right? So stuff just breaks after a while, and thankfully I got it all replaced. So we should be good for another. I think my mechanic quoted me at like 8 years before any of that shit needs to be swapped out. So we're all chilling. But yeah, no, I was actually able to get some more stuff like redesigning to my house, to my backyard. I'm trying to go ahead and get a pool installed. I don't know if I'd be able to have it ready for the like unofficial Mayo Gang hangout that I'm hosting with a couple of the mods. But eventually, I know for at least by next year, this time next year, I should have a very nice looking pool ready to go in my backyard. So that way, after an airsoft event, right, especially after a Milsim game, I can just come home, just immediately strip down and just swim into my underwear and just jump in the pool, right? And just especially in this heat, man. This heat has been absolutely freaking brutal. But yeah, no, I'm grateful for everything that I have right now. Um, you know, Work is always very fun. Definitely love streaming with you guys. I still got my fiance. We're getting plans ready for our wedding. My dog is nice and healthy, and yeah, honestly, I'm very happy right now. This comes from Deadbite. How reliable is the TM NGRS M4 CQBR? The TM next generation recoil shocks are awesome, right? TM obviously is going to be known for their reliability and performance right out of the box. Now, are they going to be the most powerful guns in the world? In terms of just like accuracy, or not actually in terms of like just sheer like FPS or even like joules? No, right? They're definitely going to be shooting a little bit weaker in terms of like FPS, right? They're shooting like under 300, but I have to say, like, again, because I own one of the NGRS models, they are solid, man. They are really, really good, right? And they've been around. They're not like necessarily new. They've been around for some time, so upgrade parts are available for them. We even carry upgrade parts for them. So you got to make sure that you go ahead and pick one up too, because that'll get you an entry into the next shopping spree giveaway for $3,000. But yes, to answer your question, very reliable, very, very reliable. Let's keep scrolling up. Squirrely says only 7 likes. Smash that like button, folks, and show some love. Thank you, Squirrely. Yes, absolutely. Let's go ahead and see how many likes we can go ahead and get on this live stream. I always like it when I can see a little bit more support on here. It really helps out. Again, YouTube really does not like us, so any and all support in terms of likes and sharing the video around really helps us out. Okay, let's go ahead and... Okay, this one comes from Blake Pinnell. What is the best AEG for an M4 style DMR? Okay, so when it comes to like DMR, it also ultimately depends on the field, right? Because some fields can get very specific when it comes to what qualifies as a DMR, especially if they have FPS rules regarding DMRs, right? Like a lot of fields like Wildlands Airsoft, for example, right? Wildlands or Jungleland Paintball, they have rules for like snipers / DMRs, right? But it has to be an actual DMR, meaning it has to be something that would be chambered in like a 308. Something that isn't just your standard like 223, 556, like M4, right? It would have to be something different from that. So you're talking like G3s, Scar H, M14s like the EBRs, SR25, M110s, some stuff along those lines is usually what would be classified as a DMR. 417s, right? Our old Tech Tail used to be a big 417 simp. Stuff like that is what's going to qualify as a DMR. But if you were looking for more like just a long range M4 base, honestly, what I would highly recommend, and I know you guys are going to like say like, of course, right? But it is 100% true. Mayo Gang MGC4. In its current state, it is a carbine length. Yes. However, you can definitely build one of these guys out so that way you can get this to shoot just like a DMR, right? It is totally possible to do it. Again, if your field does allow for higher FPS on DMR setups, then absolutely, or on SPR setups, then cool, even better, right? But if you were just looking for like a good M4, right, that can really hang in there with like some of the best performing like DMRs out there, then yeah, I would probably say so. If anything, there actually is one that's already kind of pre-built out actually for you. I'd probably say, yeah, go with this guy. Right, this custom specifically was built around the Mayo Gang MGC4 Mark II. It is actually a P+ package as well. So not only is it going to come included with all of these accessories right here, as pictured, right? All this stuff is included. It's going to have the Unicorn Type 4 inner barrel pre-installed, along with the bucking as well. It is going to be a longer inner barrel, but we use this cleverly disguised the barrel that sticks out with the mock suppressor that it comes included with, so that way you get a little bit better range and accuracy, right? Very cool. Very, very cool. Should I miss anything? Okay. That should be the most, all those questions. Let's go ahead and go to the most recent questions. Crazy Jason, trying to cool off, got overheated, bring groceries into the house. Dude, no, I feel that, bro. Like, even just, like, going to the grocery store is, like, a fucking chore. Like, and here's the thing. I'm not built for the desert. I mean, I should be genetically, but I'm not, right? I feel exhausted in the heat, all the goddamn, even if I'm not doing anything, just the fact that it's hot, just the ambient temperature, right, of it being like, just like, oh, it's like above 80, I'm dying, right? I hate the heat. I hate the sun so much. I always do feel like I'm way more active. I'm more alive when I take showers. I normally don't take like really hot showers. I actually take really cold showers. There's supposed to be a lot of benefits for it. I don't care. I just feel better when I take a cold shower. Because I feel like I have more energy. I feel more awake. It feels great, right? It's very invigorating. Which is why I was pressuring my fiance, like, hey, we got to get this pool in. And after this heat, she was like, okay, yeah, no, this is getting ridiculous. This is way too hot. We need to cool off. So working on getting that set up. That's going to be very, very fun. Cubic Gaming, well, your life is going great. Congratulations on getting engaged. Thank you. Been here a few stream notice. Almost nobody asks how your day's been. My life is good. Right now. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. I'm glad you guys are having a good day as well and a good life as well. That's honestly all the best. I wish everyone the best, honestly. Dark Tree, what's going on, bruh? What's up, man? What's up, brother? Okay, this comes from Axel. Do you have any other hobbies like history, gaming, or something like that? So airsoft has kind of like been like the main hobby, right? That I've been like stuck on, right, for like fucking years, right? Ever since I got into it, this has always been my number one hobby. But as far as like other stuff, yeah, I do a lot of gaming, which again kind of lends into airsoft, right? Because I get to do a lot of the stuff from gaming here in airsoft, obviously with some exceptions. You know, I'm a big Titanfall 2 fan, so I can't do the wall jumps just yet. I'm not the parkour guy, so I don't have that. I don't have an airsoft Titan that I can pilot yet. So not yet, anyway. Not yet. The technology isn't invented yet. But other hobbies Boaz has gotten me into Warhammer a little bit, so the like miniature games, like those are really, really fun. I do a little bit of D&D as well on the side. Different variations of the game as well, different themes, but still the core game. I do like history as well, which again also ends up leading into airsoft, right? Because I do like putting together a lot of historical kits as well. I'm actually currently, I guess, collecting pieces of military equipment would be one like thing, is like a side hobby. I do like putting together like random loadouts as well from various eras of history, which is why I have that like Rhodesian loadout as well, the Seal Scout loadout that I tried to put together. I thought that was like a very big like loadout that I've always wanted to do, and I was very much into like the history of collecting all these pieces of equipment and gear, and I like using it for airsoft too. That's a very good question, though. Let's see. Okay, this one comes from Blake Pinnell. Is the LCT VSS Ventores any good? Yeah, actually, I dig the VSS here. Let's take a look. VSS Ventores. Let's take a look here. Why don't we? Yeah, I'm a big fan of the. First of all, LCT does a very, very good job, right? Of like getting their stuff like pretty damn close to the real thing, right? They are a very good company in terms of like making replicas. They are using standard like gearboxes, so they are very upgradable, right? There's a lot of stuff you can do. I've seen many LCTs at Milsim West events, especially most specifically on like the Rust 4 or Militia side. Ventores was actually one gun that I have seen people build out before, and it is terrifying what they can achieve. They are a little bit pricier, but you are paying for like super high quality externals. Yeah, I dig it, man. I can't say anything bad about the LCTs. I think they are 100% worth it. Order one before the end of the stream, and you will be or order one before it gets too late though, because I do remember I think seeing the quantity on these was a little bit limited. So I would recommend jumping on this before it gets too late. This one comes from 8 Pickle. What's going on, bro? I remember your name. Where can I find the battery for the clock water gun? I don't think we sell that battery individually. We might be able to sell it individually in the future. I'm not 100% certain. I don't know where else to get that battery actually, though. Yeah, I'm not 100. I don't think we sell that battery individually. Not yet, anyway. Smithsonian. I'm in Oklahoma, so I'll take some videos and pictures, send them through Messenger. Yep, that works. That works perfectly fine. That works perfectly well. We can get you taken care of, bro. This one comes from Striza. What is a super solid gas blowback rifle? Ooh, these are some good questions we got today. Okay, all right. Striza, that is a very good question. It ultimately depends on what it is that you hope to do with it and what your expectations are when it comes to the gas blowback stuff. For me, I like stuff that's typically, I'm kind of like Boaz in this regard. I like stuff that's really good out of the box. However, I do like upgrade potential as well. And being able to conveniently find all the parts that you need at Airsoft GI is going to be something that I'm going to take into consideration. With that said, if you want like a super, super solid, great performing gas blowback rifle, it's going to cost you some money, but it is worth it, right? Let's see here. MWS. Going with the Tokyo Marui MWS system is probably going to be your best bet, right? Oh, dang it, the M4 is out of stock. We should be getting these in fairly soon. But actually, we do have the Type 89. That one's really cool. The MWS system, the MWS is a really, really good gas blowback platform. I dig it. I think it's a really, really cool system. It's been around for some. It's not like super, super new. Again, it has been around for some time, but still, it's not as well known, I would say, as like maybe some other brands potentially. But I like the MWS system. I think it's really dope. There are more and more upgrade parts that are being available. Unicorn Airsoft is like jumping on it, and they are making a ton of upgrade components readily available for it that we sell at Airsoft GI. If you guys haven't seen our most recent YouTube video, we actually test out the performance difference of swapping out the Unicorn barrel on a MWS, and the results are pretty damn good. Like, it is scary good how good the range on an MWS actually can be. So I would recommend picking one up, either the Type 9, or if you wanted to get like the M4, wait till it comes back in stock. When it does, jump on it as soon as you possibly can. Okay, let's scroll down to the most recent question. Holy crap. This one comes from Ulysses Alvarez. How do I show you my E4 build? Just want your opinions. Ulysses, I would recommend at that point, go on to our Discord server, and you can go on to the chats Tactical Gearheads, or you can go on to the Roast My Build chat, either or. You can just show off your gun if you'd want, and you can get the opinions of not just myself, and the rest of like maybe GI, but also the rest of the Mayo Gang and the community that we built out as well. And if you're looking for recommendations or suggestions too, you can ask here, or you can go ahead and ask in the Discord as well. And yeah, 100%, you can get multiple opinions. 8 Pickle asks, what plate carrier or what carrier plate do you use? When it comes to plate carriers, I actually have quite a few, and I've actually been getting like one of my side hobbies, right? I collect a lot of different like vintage pieces of military equipment. I was finally able to get myself an Interceptor body armor, like a legit one, a point blank brand one in woodland in my size, which is like very hard to find. I guess I'm the most common size that you would find. I don't know, but as far as plate carriers, my go-to plate, actually, I have them with me right here. So hold on, I have them right here with me right now. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so when it comes to like my go-to plate carrier right now, because I do run a lot of go to a lot of Milsim games. Mostly, I usually do a lot of like NATO style builds. Because again, it's just easier for me to do, and I feel like it's kind of cool. This is the Fly medium speed plate carrier that I've been running for a couple years now, and I have to say I'm a very big fan. All right, you can take a look there. Here, let me, you know what? Go ahead and do this. That's better. You can go and take a look at it. This plate carrier I normally run. I have some. I have some like elastic cummerbund on here, right? These come in little sleeves, so you can go ahead and insert some more magazines if you want. They're designed specifically for M4 pouches, but I've even been able to get a 308 magazine to fit in there. It's tight, but it does work. I have a little mini map on there. I have a little little patch. It's got some profanity on it, but you know, it is what it is, right? I dig it. But yeah, this has been like my go-to setup when it came to my plate carrier. Yeah, I'm a big fan, big fan of the design. Um, I think it works very well. It is compatible with a lot of aftermarket accessories as well. It is compatible with because I believe it's supposed to be designed off of the LBX 6094 style plate carrier. So a lot of the stuff that's designed for that plate carrier will work on this, right? We actually sell it on our website as well. I believe we might be sold out right now. Let me double check. Medium speed plate carrier. Nah, damn it. Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, I think it is sold out. Yeah, I think I remember like spreading the word on this. I got a lot of questions about it, and people were just like, "I want that plate." And I remember a few of these sold, but we should be getting these in hopefully soon. Again, you can also just hit notify me so that way you get notified when it's back in stock. But this, I actually really dig this plate carrier. That's again like my personal favorite. Like it's my go-to plate carrier, especially if I want to run a plate carrier. Even if I'm wearing nothing else, like very tactical, I'll usually just wear the plate carrier because again, it serves a lot of purpose. Yeah, that's my go-to. There are other plate carriers I run, but that's like my go-to. Sounds like Isaias is a big military history nerd, like a lot of us. Yeah, no, dude, Jason, crazy Jason, that's 100% that's true, man. No cap, that's 100% facts, man. Like you're not even insulting me by calling me a nerd. That's just 100% like the honest truth. I am 100% a big nerd when it comes to like military history. I think this is cool. Okay. So as far as like other like loadouts that I do, I actually have a early operation. I believe it's Iraqi Freedom loadout that I'm putting together. That's why I got like the body armor in like woodland. I'm rocking the old tricolor desert. You know, I'm putting together this kit. And it's very funny. I also have, obviously, you guys have seen the Rhodesian kit that I have. I have a whole Tactical Gearheads video on it on Airsoft GI. Make sure you watch that video. Give it a like if you haven't already. I also I'm putting together currently a World War II Marine kit as well. The Marines that were in the Pacific Theater. I don't know if I want to do the Raider loadout. I'm just doing like the standard. I want to go for a Marine officer, like an NCO. That way I have a Thompson and everything. So we're going to go and put that together soon and see how that goes as well. Do you guys sell night vision goggles? Comes from Battle Buddy. I know we used to. I don't think we do currently. We don't sell night vision as is currently at this point anymore. This one comes from Leafs Fan 8034. What do you think of Maple Leaf Buckings? Yeah, they're solid. Leafs Fan 8034. I think they're solid. If I had to compare the Maple Leaf versus the Unicorn, I think I'm gonna go with Unicorn now, but you know I'm still a big fan of Maple Leaf. You know I ain't got no issues with Maple Leaf. I'm not gonna say a single bad thing about Maple Leaf. They've been holding me over for a couple years. I have several Maple Leaf Buckings in some of my guns, and they're great. You know I got no problems with them. But again, it's just newer tech. I don't want to say newer technology, but again, like a manufacturer now I think their standards are slightly higher. Nothing wrong with Maple Leaf. Again, nothing wrong with Maple Leaf. I would 100% recommend it over like going with a stock one for the most part. I just like the Unicorns a little more now. How you doing, Isaias? How's your weekend, bro? My weekend is going pretty good so far. Picked up my girlfriend or my fiance from the airport. I'm trying to get used to the fact that it's like, okay, it's fiance, it's not girlfriend anymore. I picked her up from the airport the other day. She had a business trip, and it was good to see her again because I missed her. But yeah, this weekend's gonna be fun. Plan on doing some stuff with my dog tomorrow, hanging out and relaxing before the week starts again. Hitting the gym, of course. It's like 90 here with high humidity. Bro, that sounds terrible. Jason, that sounds absolutely fucking atrocious. I hate humidity. It's humid here too, bro. The humidity is like absolutely the worst. It's 100% the worst. And it's like that. If you guys are playing this weekend, right? This goes for any of my guys out there that are going out to play. Make sure that you stay hydrated, please. And Boaz actually gives some really good advice on this. Make sure that you stay hydrated the day before. Hydrate the day before, not the day of, because if you overhydrate the day of, you can throw up, and that's going to lead to some other issues. So make sure that the day before you play, you make sure you hydrate very, very well. Don't eat crap food the day before. I mean, you can if you want to. I'm not your dad, so you can do whatever you want. But recommended. Stay cool, stay hydrated. If you can, wear a hat, a booty cap. Even if you want to wear a helmet, you can. Just, I'd say maybe ditch it for that day of play and just wear like a hat, a baseball cap, or a booty cap so you can get the sun out of your face. This is my recommendation. Okay, let's scroll down to the most recent questions. Okay, this one comes from. Aha! It keeps moving. Keeps moving. Bought the Arcturus LWT. Stop moving. Bought the Arcturus LWT from you guys from your store, and when I pull the charging handle, the bolt doesn't lock back. I need help on fixing it. Okay. For that one, I know Arcturus does have a warranty, but yeah, you can bring it in. We can see if we might be able to go ahead and be able to get it to lock back. Yeah. Might be able to. If anything, we can also potentially swap it out for another one too as well. If you don't want to come in store, you can also hit us up directly on our Discord server, Instagram, or Facebook. You can DM us there. Just make sure you have your order number, so that way it's a lot easier for us to help you out. But yeah, incurs. Yeah, we can definitely help you out, bro. What do I do to maintain my LiPo batteries if I wasn't going to use it or be near the battery for a year before I go to college? I mean, if you fully charge them, then they shouldn't trickle, right? Like, I mean, I've done the same thing with my batteries, right? When I left initially for college way back in the day, my batteries were, I'm pretty sure they were fully charged at the time, and when I came back, they were still good. They were still fully charged, Just keep them in a LiPo sack. That's like the best piece of advice I can give you. Keep them out of out of like extreme hazardous environments, I would say. That's the biggest one. Yeah, that's probably the best piece of advice I can give you. Make sure it's not like being cramped up or stuffed anywhere, because again, you don't want to like try to indent it or potentially stab it, because that can cause that's a fire hazard. But again, making sure it's in a LiPo sack, that'd probably be what I would suggest here. I think, yeah. Oh, my back. Yeah, you can put it in any of these like charging sacks, these fire resistant storage bags. That's what I would probably recommend. Jason, Isaias, I'm going to do a current USMC loadout as close to regs as I can get to honor my son and his service. That's nice, man. That's really, really nice. First of all, any military members out there, Jason or Jim, I know you're out there. First of all, thank you for your service. You guys. Honestly, like a lot. I know it sounds like really cheesy, but you guys actually are my heroes. Like, you guys actually 100% are my heroes. Comes from Chris about that one. Okay, answered that one. Oh, I missed a question. Are the Lancer Tactical Helions good? This one comes from Caden Leatham. Are the Lancer Tactical Helions good? Yes, absolutely they are. It also, like, it depends, because the Helions can be differentiated between the Gen 2s and the Gen 3s, right? Because there are Gen 2 Helions and there are Gen 3 Helions, but both are solid. It really ultimately depends on which one you like. Yeah. Sure, not missing anything. We scroll up. Okay, what batteries? This one comes from Homie G. What batteries fit this classic Army Scarab? For that one, it depends whether you want to go 7.4 or 11.1, but either or, you're going to need to get a split type battery. If you wanted to go 11.1, which is what I like, I usually recommend going with this. Echo 1 LiPo. I misspelled Echo. Damn it. I put Eco. Echo LiPo. There we go. Yeah, going for one of these. Bear in mind, with the Scarab, it is going to be a tight fit, no matter what, right? That's just the design. But with the tri-panel, it's going to be like one stell or one stack goes on one side of the barrel, the outer barrel, the other one goes on the other, and then one goes on the very bottom. And these are very, very thin, so it's very easy to go ahead and stuff underneath, but it has to be in that configuration. You can't do all three on one. You can't put two on one side. It's got to be one, and then one on the bottom. That's the best way you can go ahead and do it. It should work. We've been able to do it plenty of times. I've done it plenty of times for customers, even in our videos. We've shown it off. But yeah, that's the battery that I'd recommend. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Okay, scroll down to the most recent questions. Okay, this one comes from Brad Savage. What size battery for the CQB Vityaz? CQB Vityaz. Let me take a look at that. Let me from escapes my mind. CQB Vityaz. No, it's still in the top, actually. No, it's still in the top. Yeah, I would probably say go with this one. 0.1 volt LiPo. I believe it's also going to be the Echo one as well. That's like probably, I think, the thinnest one, honestly, that we probably would carry. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, should be it. The 1,100 milliamperage battery should work in there, no problem. I think I remember selling a few of these to guys that were running Vitsiazes before, and this seemed to work very, very well. The only downside is that this one is not pre-wired to DIN, so if you are going to get this battery, I would 100% recommend that you swap out the connectors to DINs, or at the very least, just run an adapter. That'd be my best piece of advice. Answered that one already. Answered that one already. Incurs, I already answered the question. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and scroll down to the most recent one. Will a stick type battery fit in a crane stock? Yeah, it should be able to. Bear in mind, it depends on the gun itself and like the setup, but typically, if the gun is rear wired, right, even if you're running like whether it be the Sava stock or like the traditional like crane, like the LE stock, you should be able to go ahead and get a stick type to fit within the buffer tube, but it depends on the milliamperage of the stick. Theoretically, even this battery, would technically speaking fit in the buffer tube, but you would have to probably extend the stock all the way out in order for it to properly fit, because it's just very, very long. Usually, if you're rocking with a buffer tube only, I would probably suggest going with this guy right here. Let me pull it up for you. Where did it go? Something along the shape of it. It doesn't have to be this one exactly, but again, this is just something along this general guideline. 800 milliamperes. That's actually not too bad. Something like this, or you can go with. Where'd it go? One second. Yeah, one of these guys. Something like this. 24 bucks, honestly, that ain't bad at all. It's a good price. And 1,100 milliamperes, that should be more than enough for a day of play. For me personally, again, it also depends on, how often you really want to pull that trigger, how aggressive you're going to be shooting and stuff. Obviously, the more you pull the trigger, the more it's going to drain the battery. So I would say 1 to 2 batteries for these, and you're good for the day. Me, I always end up just using one, but that's just me personally. No, that's different on the gun too. If I'm running an LMG, then yeah, I'm gonna need like several of these. So that's why I'll normally go run with like either a Titan or a Zion Arms battery. Make sure I'm missing anything. Okay, scroll down to the most recent questions. Are you guys going to do a review on the new Arcturus drops? Brad Savage, yes, we are actually. We are going to be reviewing them. At some point, we're going to go into a little bit more detail about them. However, honestly, if you want our genuine opinions now, yeah, they're 100% solid. If I had to give them like a rating, obviously, I don't know. The rating system's always kind of like, it's hard, right, to go ahead and give a rating system to a gun because, again, it ultimately depends. It's all going to be completely subjective. If I had to give it a rating, though, I'd probably say like 8 to a 9, maybe out of 10. It's not 100% perfect. That is one criticism that I will give it. It is very, very solid, right? It is a great airsoft gun in terms of performance, and I think there's very few guns that come close to it in terms of performance out of the box, right? And it does kind of make up for the fact that it is very expensive, right? If it didn't have any of those features in there, I would be like, all right, like, so, but like, why are you that expensive? Like, really, But I understand why. However, I do think it is not a 100% perfect platform, right? If you're just doing comparisons, right, comparing it to other guns like high-end performing AEGs out of the box, like the MGC4, for example, right? Magazines are not going to be as wide verse, right? Because like there's so many brands that make M4 magazines, and we sell so many of them. While the PP19 magazines, they're not going to be as wide verse. While there are magazines that are coming out for them, we even sell the Kalashnikov USA mags for them, which are compatible. They're not going to be there's not as many brands out there that exist for it, always making their PP19s, I would also say that even though it has 13-to-1 gears and a high torque motor and that paired MOSFET, and it shoots real fast, it does feel slightly slower than what I have seen on even some of my personal builds. I have 13-to-1 gears on some of my guns, like my MP5, and I gotta say, my MP5 shoots a lot faster. Granted, I don't have a paired MOSFET. I have a Gate Titan in there, and I have a different motor installed as well. So it might ultimately just be due to the fact that it's the motor, because I know Arcturus does a very good job of shimming their gears. They're one of the few companies that cares about their shimming job. But, I would say that I do think it is a little slow, even with the 13-to-1 gears. It is really fast. As an airsoft gun, it's fast. But I've seen builds with 13-1 gears that are a lot faster, so, there's that. That's the only criticism, I guess, ultimately that I would end up, suggesting. Incurs, should I use a Titan 11-1 battery for my Octreus LWT? You can. You can if you want to, but here's the problem with the Titan batteries in general, and pretty much any of the lithium-ion batteries. They're going to be, if they have a higher milliamperage, they're going to be a lot chunkier than your traditional LiPo. They're a lot bigger in terms of just overall size, right? Because a lot of the times you find like the high milliamperage one, and it's cool because you're like, oh, high milliamperage, I'll never have to charge it. You will have to charge it at some point, but I get what you're going for. But, bear in mind, the higher the milliamperage, typically the bigger the battery is going to end up being, right? Like, it's going to be a really fat battery, so it can have a hard time fitting in the battery compartment that you're given. Not unless you do some modification or you change out the stock, if it's like rear wired, for example, like to a really, really big, chunky stock. Maybe like a PTS EPS, or even going with like a CQB stubby stock, right? Like the Golden Eagle or the Lancer Tactical ones. That way you have plenty of battery space. Then I would say yeah, but otherwise it is going to be a little tight in there, if you know what I mean. Let's see. This one comes from Crazy Jason. What helmet would you recommend for the budget-minded that has attachment abilities? Maybe the FMA helmets, honestly. At the end of the day, like, as long as it has like arc rails, you can throw on a ton of different attachments on there, right? If you're just looking for a good helmet. Let's see here. Yeah, they're going to show up right now. Replica helmets. Click that tab. Wait for that to load. Yeah, these base jump helmets are going to be pretty solid, right? And again, very budget friendly is what I'm noticing, right? These are not bad quality. I've actually like got one in store at one point, and these are pretty damn good. I'd recommend these, right? Especially if you were on a budget, absolutely. Right, they are going to be compatible with the mounting hardware is going to be compatible. If you did want to run actual nods on there, you could. It will be very front heavy, but I would recommend using a counterweight at that point. This is going to have the arc rails both left and right side, so you have plenty of helmet accessories available. We sell plenty of accessories right now at GI, and it is adjustable sizing. Padding is going to come included as well, extra padding, so you have that. That's one option that I'd recommend. I guess that ultimately depends on the budget too. Another helmet option, right? There's so many. Ultimately depends too on what you want to spend. Yeah, I guess that's the biggest thing, like what sort of budget you ultimately had in mind. You can get one of these airframe helmets for like $50. I like those, the Lancer airframes. I own one. Justin owns one. We like our airframes. They're pretty cool, pretty solid. Yeah, there's a bunch of it's ultimately going to come down to what ultimately you like and what you think looks cool, right? You can also go with one of these PJ helmets. Yeah, really just depends on what you like, man. Okay, let's see here. Sure, let's see anything. Okay, this one comes from Jim. What gear ratio should I use for my high power spring and my Oh, Jim. Oh, Jim. James, my boy. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? I actually was like, oh, what is this like? Oh, and I realized what it was. I was like, bruh, why you do this to me? Where's a good place to buy / sell airsoft? America. Well, yeah. The answer is the name of your username, but Airsoft GI, man, it's the #1 spot to go ahead and get all your airsoft goodies. Right, we got everything that you need and then some. What if time better? Answer that question already. Jim got me. Yeah, he did. He did get me. He got me good. Got me real good. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, I know crane stocks are more bulky, but you can put the nunchucks that'll literally last all day. Jeremy Wilson. Yeah, no, that's pretty good sound advice. The soft mod stocks that you get on a lot of the guns right out of the box. I've always been a fan of them. I don't always change them out. The only time I will change them out is for I'll change them out for like either like the MOE style or CTR style stocks. But honestly, now it's been the Delta stocks because they look the same and they're a lot easier to access the battery compartment. I don't have to take the whole freaking stock off to do it. But they offer less battery space. That is the big trade-off with going with these like slimmer, low-profile stocks is you don't get a whole lot of battery space now. It's going to be limited to the buffer tube, right? If you wanted to go ahead get and prioritize, battery milliamperage, like in just, how long it's going to last you on the field, then yeah, I 100% would probably recommend upgrading the stock or changing out the stock for something a little bit more spacious, if you will. This comes from Eggshell. Hey, from Canada. What's going on, man? What's going on, bro? Ulysses Alvarez. What spring fits in the KWA E4 and Mod 3? Well, the Eve series should, if I'm not mistaken, should be part of the original series, so you wouldn't need to go ahead and change the spring out. For that, I mean, the Eve, if I remember correctly, all the KWA original series has the VPS system, so you should be able to lower and increase the FPS as need be. Oh, this one comes from Blake Pinna. What is the best MP40? Ah, yes. The MP40. Oh, God. That gun. There's a couple different brands. There's not as many, but there are a few makers of the MP40. Honestly, I go for the more basic ones because, again, I want to be able to upgrade them a little more easily. But, you know, they do exist, right? Ow, ow. Let me scratch my arms. It's very itchy right now. Let's see here. I remember there was the bow manufacturer. That one was pretty damn cool. That one was pretty pricey, though, for what it was. AGM. Honestly, I've been I've been going with the AGMs for a while. They are a little bit on the, I guess, like the cheaper side for sure. They're under $200, but hey, you know, I remember talking to our head tech Taylor back in the day, and he was saying, like, you know, he loves working on the MP40s. That there is a lot of stuff that you can upgrade with the MP40s. Oddly enough, right? Obviously, it's not going to be as readily available, and it's not the most modular system, obviously, in the world. But, you know, it's still very cool. Speaking of the, like, World War II guns, another one that I want to get, because I already have the Thompson, I definitely want to go ahead and pick up one of these Stens. I want to pick up one of these Stens, because you can still upgrade these, too, and chef's kiss. Sure I'm not missing anything. Sup, BB Slingers, Jeremy, what's going on, man? Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything. Answer that question already. And again, guys, if you know anyone that's at all remotely interested in Airsoft, make sure to go ahead and let them know to watch the stream and ask their Airsoft questions. You know, I like to go ahead and answer as many questions as I possibly can. I try to answer everyone as best as I possibly can as well. So again, there's no dumb questions. Make sure to go ahead and leave your questions down below. Except Jim, I'm not going to tell you which gear ratio you need for your bolt-action sniper rifle. Get out of here with that, main. But yeah, and if you guys haven't already, make sure to pick up a Platinum 20th Anniversary mystery box. Remember, only $174.98, automatic free shipping, and you get an insane prize list that you can win. We're talking G&G, we're talking KWA, we're talking the new limited edition Octuruses, we're talking VFC, LCT, right? So much more that you can win, so don't miss out. You'll also get 10 entries into the shopping giveaway written right there. There, right, for everyone to go ahead and see. 10 entries into the giveaway for $3,000. The most recent question. Shook my bolt catch plate out, and now when I pull the charging handle, it opens my dust cover, and I can instantly access my hop up. Okay. It's at max VP. It's max VPS when I would like more FPS. It's shooting 310 with the 25 or 0.25 right now. For that, you could start trying it out. I would say maybe if you want to, you can try it out for an M120 if you want to. Yeah, ultimately going to depend. It's going to be a lot of trial and error. I'd say maybe like a 110 first. Maybe just try it out. The OG German non-transferable. Jesus. Let's see, make sure this keeps rolling up. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, best thing about stocks is the simple fact they're not very pricey. Yeah, it's true. There are some stocks out there, though, that are a little bit pricey, but generally we try to carry as many of the affordable stuff as we possibly can. Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, let's scroll down to the most recent questions. And if you can, guys, make sure to go ahead and use a letter Q in front of your question. That way it's a lot easier for me to see. This one comes from Battle Buddy. Can you recommend me some good bullpup airsoft rifles made? It's hard because the icon's out of metal. Okay, yeah, you guys can't see it, but I got a freaking like little heart love icon right in front of the in the actual live chat thing, so I can see it on my pop-up menu, and it blocks some of the wording sometimes. But yeah, as far as bullpup rifles, some of them might end up having some polymer furniture on there, but they're still actually really good. I think, oddly enough, if you wanted the most... that's going to be a tough one. Okay, I'm just going to type in bullpup. when I think bullpup, there's like two main platforms that I think of, right? I think of the Tavor and I think of the AUG, right? Yeah, the AUG is showing up right there. But there you go, even more convenient there, right? Yeah, when it comes to bullpups, honestly, okay, it's gonna sound weird. I know that there are some people who don't like the AUGs. Let me cook. Boaz and I actually filmed a video talking about this yesterday, and it should be uploading within, I want to say, the next 2 weeks, maybe next week, potentially. Although I think it's more likely to be 2 weeks. So keep an eye out for it on our main YouTube channel. But we actually talk about, in our opinion, what are the best airsoft guns that you can get under $200 as of 2023, right? And a spoiler, one of the guns that I mentioned was the AUG. It is actually one of my personal favorites on the list for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, it's unique, right? You just don't see many bullpups on the field as often anymore. But the AUG specifically, because the AUG, is compatible with like version 3. It is using a version 3, which I thought was like pretty surprising. I was like, what? I thought it was a proprietary gearbox this entire time. I knew it was upgradable, but as a platform, it still has parts available for it, right? Even externals are actually available for it. Not as widely, but they do exist, right? And I think that's really, really cool. I think the AUG is one of the, and the problem is, though, with a lot of the AUGs, you said full metal, a lot of them are going to be either polymer or plastic material on the externals. Now, with that said, it is still very, very thick plastic, meaning that it's not going to be like super flimsy, right? Meaning that it is still going to be very sturdy, surprisingly. And we're reviewing like the JG's AUGs, right? And I realized it's like, this is kind of cool that it already comes. This one specifically is the one we were looking at, right? This one specifically is one of the ones that we were looking at when we chose the AUG to use on the video. It already came included, just because of the design. It already came included with a rotary style hop-up chamber, which was very cool. It's very, very cool feature that, like, again, considering how old the gun is, that it already came included with that. And I know it's part of the design, but still, like, it's still cool that's, we regard rotary style hop chambers in high esteem, but this gun had it way back in the day. Oh yeah, and it's on a shocker deal too. Just throwing that out there, right? There are other bullpups you can get as well. The Tavor is another option. I think between the two, I would prefer the AUG over the Tavor, but the Tavor is still very, very cool, right? This is a competition series. It's going to be pretty basic, pretty standard stuff, right? Nothing super fancy there, but it still gets the job done, right? And the gearbox is still upgradable, so either or, whichever one you want to go with, it'd be a vibe nonetheless. Comes from Leafs fan 8034. Should I use green gas or propane in my MD? Wow, Leafs fan. All right. Let's see. Let's keep scrolling up. M120 might be too strong though. It depends on the gun, honestly. Yeah, I would say like M110 is probably safer to start off with. All right, let's scroll down to the most recent questions. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Personally, I think the AUGs are ugly, but that's just me. I kind of agree with you, but I think they're more. I consider them kind of like bugly, right? They're also kind of cute though. I don't know why. Like, I think they're cool, and you can't disagree though. They are iconic, right? They definitely are unique, and you definitely don't see a whole lot of them, right? And that's one of the reasons why I actually do appreciate them, right? Ulysses Alvarez, have you seen the AUG from KWA? Yeah, I have actually. I haven't seen it in person. I've seen it in video. Boaz was the one that actually got to go ahead and use it. Not me. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty jelly about that. Oops, excuse me. I was pretty jelly about that, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I gotta say, I was actually very happy that they were coming out with one. I thought it was really, really cool. Again, just another unique gun to add to the airsoft market. Because again, there's so many guys. I'm gonna call you guys out. There's so many guys of you, and maybe not you specifically, but I know they exist out there that are always asking for different platforms, always asking for more unique stuff. But when it comes out, they don't buy it, and they don't support the platform, and it's like, all right, cool. So now the manufacturer will never make this again. Battle Buddy, I'm trying to make a collection. No, dude, I totally get that. Gnarls, what's your opinion on the Novus optics? Yeah, that's a good question. We just started carrying the Novus optics recently. I think it's cool that we're carrying more brands. We're reaching out and we're able to get more different brands or unique stuff in the store. I'm actually very happy with the quality that I've been seeing with these guys. Cisco and I both. I like the risers too. I think they're really cool. But I would say that they are a little bit on the pricier side. That's not to say it's a bad thing. Obviously, you are getting what you pay for. But that is something to note down, that they are going to be a little bit pricier. But I like that they are, bringing more unique optics to the market, like the prism optic, like the Russian style stuff. Like, I think it's cool. I think it's really, really cool. I would definitely like to see more of that stuff being added to the site at some point or another. Manny Mex, what are your opinions on the Valken ASL Series M4? I know a few people who've had, if I'm being honest, I know a few people who've had problems with theirs. Obviously I don't want to like shit talk the gun itself, but I have noticed that there might have been a few problems. I would say for the money, there are probably better options out there. Just personally. This one comes from Airsoft Operator 521. I'm trading a GBBR M16A1 for a Denu Defense gas blowback Mark 18. I guess it depends on where the M16A1 was ultimately. Again, if you like it, then by all means go for it. I think there's something cool about an M16A1, especially in gas form. That's just, ooh, that's a vibe, man. It's 100% a vibe. But the Mark 18 is still very, very cool. I own a few Mark 18s myself, and the fact that they're both going to be gas blowback is very, very cool. Okay, let's scroll down to the most recent questions. This one comes from 8 Pickle. Wood, what do you think about the Lancer Tactical Pro line? As far as the Pro line series, yeah, dude, I got nothing bad to say about the Pro line series. I like the Gen 2s overall. The Pro line's, again, offering a full metal receiver, right? Pre-installed ETU, 603 Type Pro interbarrel, rotary style hop-up chamber, quick change spring system. The value's all there, right? At the end of the day, the volume's all there, right? Let's take a look, right? Let's go Airsoft Guns, AG, Gen 2. Right, you can go with any like the full metal series, and you're gonna be like very, very happy with what you end up getting, right? Like anything under the Pro Line series is gonna be pretty solid, right? I was a big fan. Originally, I was not actually. At one point, I wasn't a big fan because I thought their ETUs had a few problems. But after letting the manufacturer or the distributor know that was going on, we were able to get a hold of the manufacturer Lancer, and they were able to go in and fix the problem. It was that easy, right? They noticed, oh, there's a problem. We need to fix this, and immediately fixed it. So small issue initially, but they fixed all their issues, they fixed their problems, and yeah, I got nothing but good things to say about them. And the fact they come included with a 1-year warranty is really fucking dope too. Does any company make an Airsoft XM250? I can't think of any off the top of my head right now. I mean, potentially, but I don't think so. Sure, I'm not missing anything. Okay, this one comes from Airsoft 521. What's the most budget-friendly loadout for a Mark 18 GVR? I already have a net pec box. My budget is around $20. Do you mean like accessory for the gun? I'd probably say foregrip. Probably say foregrip would probably be one. Personally, on Mark 18s, I actually am a big fan of. This pretty much goes for any gun, but I love angled foregrips personally. Right, angled foregrips are always my jam. I just think they're super comfy. They're a little bit bulkier, but I don't care. I go for comfort and feel. You can get this like G-Force one for literally like $9-10, right? There's other models available as well. You can get this one for $13, right? And it's going to be compatible with both Picatinny, Keymod, and M-Lock, which is actually very, very cool that it comes included with the mounting hardware for all three. Make sure we're not missing anything. Okay, should be caught up on those. Let's go and scroll down to the most recent. Let's go ahead and scroll up to the most recent one. Ah! Closing hotels was impossible. I was told to avoid Vulcan when possible. I mean, not necessarily. You don't have to avoid it entirely. At the end of the day, here's the thing. It's going to be... This goes for any products, guys. This goes for anything, right? At the end of the day, it is your money. You can spend it on whatever it is that you'd like. I'm personally not the biggest fan. However, when it comes to just Vulcan as, like, some of their, like, tactical gear, I own some of their tactical gear. They work very, very good. But their guns... I can't say too much because, again, I haven't had too much experience, and the experience I have had has been through other customers that I've helped out. But yeah, no, I can't say too much about it because, again, like, my experience has been very limited, and it has been too good personally. Let's see. Blazer Series Pro line, question mark. Yeah, no, I definitely, again, it's part of the Pro Line series. Any of the Pro Line series, whether it be the Viking or the Blazer series, they're solid, 100% solid. Would recommend. Guys, there's going to be 10 minutes left of the live stream. So if you have any questions regarding Airsoft, make sure to go ahead and let me know down in the live chat. Make sure to put the letter Q in front of it. That way I can answer it, or I can see it a little bit better. Yeah, again, it can be for literally anything regarding Airsoft. If you're looking for product recommendations, my opinion on certain things regarding the product, if you want to go ahead and get my recommendations for, gear that you would want to get, maybe, you can definitely ask that as well. If you want to ask me personal questions, I'm an open book. You're more than welcome to ask that as well. But make sure to go ahead and place your orders for a Platinum 20th Anniversary Mystery Box if you haven't already. This thing is literally like stacked with awesome Airsoft prizes that you can win. We're talking G&G, VFC, LCT, KWA, a lot of different shit on it. Arcturus, the new limited edition stuff, is going to be there as well, so make sure you place your orders for that. You're going to be getting automatic free shipping, which should already be a guaranteed victory, but not only that, you're getting 10 entries into the shopping spree giveaway, 10 chances of winning $3,000. All right, let's see here. Scroll down to the most recent questions. Ooh, this is a good one. Would you rather the LT Raider or the Proline Mark 18? Ooh. I think for me personally, I'd go with the LT Raider because I don't mind the polymer body. And I think, again, why not? You know what I mean? It's going to be a little bit cheaper, and it's good to go as is. If anything, later on, would be easier for me to just swap in a Gate Titan if I wanted to, or other type of like MOSFET or ETU. Now, granted, you could go with the Proline Mark 18 totally fine, but I think the value is just so good in the LT Raider. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, it's this one. It's the one gun I always like to recommend, T-31. Oh, my back. The LT-31, right, there's 3 colorways that you can get. You can get the tan with the black furniture, you can get the black with the bronze rail, and you get the solid black version. Personally, I like the traditional black setup with the bronze rail, or tan rail, I guess I should say. But it's bronze. It's basically bronze. I have one in the storefront, and it's so freaking cool to look at. Like, I genuinely wish this gun was around when I started playing Airsoft, because I would have bought this gun in a heartbeat. Because I really wanted to do like a Marsoc kit, right? And I remember seeing pictures, reference photos of them with like Mark 18s with the bronze rail, and I was like, oh, that looks so cool. That looks awesome, right? And I wanted to build it. And ever since then, I was just like, I wanted it, and I had to spend $130 something for the rail alone, and that wasn't even including the cost of the gun, because the gun cost me like 160, 180, somewhere around there. It was, oh, apologies. That was like pretty pricey, and the fact that you get it this package, like with all of it there, with a basic wall charger and a battery, magazine, everything you literally need to get out and play. Like, that's pretty freaking cool. That is pretty freaking sweet. I would say this one for me personally, but you can go with the Proline Mark 18 and you will not be disappointed. Let's see here. You're not missing anything. ASGI live stream is such a good wind down while packing up at the field. No, dude, I totally get that. Like, if you're at the field right now and you're just like packing up your stuff, even if you're driving, right? I always like listening to podcasts as well. When I drive on my way back home, I usually like to catch a bit of the shopping spree giveaway live stream when Cisco does, because he starts it at 5:30, and like the storefront on Monday through Fridays, we close at 5:30. So once I'm like packed up and I close up the front, I'm usually like on my way home from work, and I'm listening to Cisco on the stream and everything. It's very, very entertaining. And I do like it when people ask like their questions too, because I like hearing what people have to ask and hearing the answer. It's very interesting. Do 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 do. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, should be caught up. All right, let's go on to the most recent questions. Manny Max already answered that one. I remember paying $180 for my first Echo One back in like 2008. That was from Gnarls. Gnarls, that gave me fucking flashbacks, right? Anytime I hear Echo One, I remember like, oh yeah, I remember Echo One, right? Obviously, they still make stuff. We still carry their products, right? Like their most recent, their BTS, their Mod 2, basically the SEMA Platinum one. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, that oh man, that just brought me back, like especially to the pricing back in 2008, because I got into it in 2010. I started getting into it in 2010, 2009, around there, and that was one of the brands that I remember being like, oh yeah, that was like the big one, right? I was like, oh, it's so cool, right? I remember just doing that all the freaking time in my little shop. But yeah, no, like I mean, inflation has definitely gone up, but inflation has definitely caused prices of airsoft, not even just airsoft, just everything in general to go up as well. And it kind of sucks, right? Because a lot of the guns that used to be way more affordable are now a little bit pricier. And I think that even then there are some companies, I'm not gonna name names, but I'm pretty sure you can figure out who, that will keep the same base model, right? Not change the design at all, not update anything, and then charge even more, like way more, for their gun, right? I don't know. I just feel like it's not really cool, but I mean, I understand why they do it. Blake Pinnell, what is the best PO8 Luger? The best Luger on the market. I used to own a WeTech Luger before it was stolen, actually, and I was very fond of that one. But I haven't had too many other experiences with any other brand Lugers, if any other brands do make them, actually. This one comes from Battle Buddy. One last question: have you seen the Corrective Full Auto Pistol? What's your opinion? Do you guys sell that? Well, we don't currently sell that. Maybe in the future we might. I'm not 100% certain. The problem with full auto pistols a lot of times is that most fields won't even allow them. A lot of times, even if they have a selector, some fields are kind of like weird about it. I haven't had too much personal experience with it, so I can't say to its performance as of yet. I'm gonna be hopefully get like being able to get a little more experience in the future with one of those bad boys. Sure, not missing anything. Okay, let's scroll down to the most recent question, guys. We got like 4 minutes left of the stream. Isaiah, did Stitch corrupt you with lunch again? No, no, not this week. Not this week. I always am like super appreciative. Stitch is such a sweetheart when it comes to swinging by. Who usually go ahead and like bring some food and everything like that. And I don't want people to go ahead and do that. I don't want people to spend money like that on me. And obviously he does it because he wants to, and it's always very appreciated. But I feel bad when he does it because I'm like, oh man, he spent money. Let's go on those recent questions. Still have the JG Echo 1 MP5 from back then. Still works too. Yeah, like there was and that's the thing too. You notice about airsoft back in the day, right? Like every single company was making their own version of like whatever, right? It was like every company had their own version of like an MP5. Every company had their own version of like even for a while of a Glock, right? Before like the officially licensing like was that big of an issue. Um, it was just a completely different environment. Sorry, it was just a completely different environment, at a very, very different time in airsoft history, right? Kind of similar to the Wild West, and you saw more variety too. There was way more variation in terms of platforms that were readily available, right? I remember even back in like 2017, like it was starting to get phased out, but we still like held out and we still tried to carry as much of like the unique stuff as possible. But at the end of the day, companies are going to think first with Walt's are going to see the numbers, and they're going to see like, hey, the M4 is selling way better than anything else, so they're going to sell that, right? Like it just makes sense. But yeah, I do long and pine for the days when you could go in right and just like see magazines for every single type of platform under the sun, and see so many different things on the wall. We try to do that now, right? We're trying to carry more variation out there, of course, as well. But just the demand for the more unique stuff is just not as there as it used to be, I would say, right? All right, guys, we have like just a little bit over a minute before the end of the live stream, so make sure you ask your airsoft questions. Make sure to put a letter Q in it so I can probably see it. Is there an airsoft XM7? For an XM7, no. The only XMs we have right now, let's see. Let's see. What does the XM7 look like again? Let's take a look at that. XM7, no, yeah, like that, the SIG, right? Yeah, the Spear. No, we haven't started carrying that yet. We probably will in the future at some point, but not yet. What's the best AEG I can get for $400 to $500? Comes from you, Bentioff. Sorry, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that properly. For $400 to $500, I would probably say, well, this is in the high end budget overall. I'd probably say going with the Mayo Gang MGC4. Honestly, if you want the best performance out of the box, it is what it is, right? The Mayo Gang MGC4 is the best performing gun out of the box, in my opinion. The value is all 100% there, and again, the performance is just solid. It's super, super solid. I'd probably say, if anything, go with let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, I'd probably say go with one of these bad boys. Go with the Performance Plus variation of the MGC4 Mark IIs, because these are going to come included with a unicorn type bore inner barrel and bucking already pre-installed there for you to go. Right, just that's maybe the one that I'd probably recommend. Blake Pinnell, what is the best beginner AUG? Any of the Army armaments and the JG will work just fine. Like I'm pretty sure they're actually coming from the same factory, if I'm being honest. But any of those would actually work just fine as long as it suits within your budget. AUGs are actually not the hardest thing in the world. They're actually very easy to access their not only the battery compartment but also the gearbox as a whole. It's actually very easy takedown. So. I've read that full auto pistols can have potential for issues due to all the quick stress to the pistons. Thought it's not just the pistons; it's gonna be like parts overall. Like they can definitely like wear down faster. But not only that, a lot of fields, if they see like a full auto pistol, they're usually not gonna let you play with it. Sometimes, at least that's my experience with it. But they are still very, very fun if you're gonna be playing in your backyard or just kind of plinking targets. Still very, very cool. All right, guys, that is the end of the live stream right now for the Storefront live stream. First of all, I want to give a big thank you to everyone right now that picked up a GI Premium or Platinum 20th Anniversary Mystery Box. Remember, it's not too late to go ahead and pick one of these bad boys up. You'll automatically get 10 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. That's 10 chances of winning $3,000. You automatically get free shipping on top of winning a dope airsoft gun for a super low price of $174.98, right? We have plenty of items that are available, new products that are coming in on the website daily, right? We have so many items that are available on a discount right now. We're talking shocker deals, the best deals that you can get on Airsoft, period. And I do mean absolutely period. These are some insane deals that you can go ahead and pick up if my computer would load and show them all for you. It is taking damn forever. There you go. Some of these shockers are absolutely insane. We're talking some like really crazy brands too. Tokyo Marui, G&G, LCT. Yeah, the deals are absolutely insane, so make sure you pick them up. Anything $20 or more, and you will automatically be entered into the shopping spree giveaway. I want to also give another thank you to everyone that chose to spend their free time hanging out with me. It means the world to me that you decide to go ahead and hang out with me and the rest of the Mayo Gang. And I'll see you guys on the next live stream that I do. It's probably going to be next Tuesday. It's going to be another episode of the No Flight List live stream, and I'll see you guys later.